If my husband has been unjust with me and I tell my friend, is that backbiting? A sister is asking.
Okay. It's just like a can of worms, isn't it? Really, you think about that. You know? Okay, first of all, if your husband has really been unjust to you, first of all, has your husband really been unjust to you? I mean, unjust according to the definition of the Quran and the Sunnah, not according to your feelings or your emotions. Then okay, if anyone is oppressed by anyone, husband or wife or whatever, if someone is oppressed and they are clearly oppressed, it is permissible for that person to talk to others about the oppression that has been done to them. That is perfectly permissible. All right? So if someone has oppressed another person, you are allowed to talk about that oppression. But it must be limited to the oppression that was done. Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, most people do not have the self-control or the sense of justice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not allow your hatred of people to do them injustice. Why does Allah say that? Simply because when we are angry or when we feel hatred for someone, most of the time we can't control our tongues and we don't limit ourselves to the thing or the issue which the person has transgressed against us. So what we do is then we just start saying more and more and more stuff. Then we become the oppressor and we become the transgressor. So maybe a person has done injustice concerning some business transaction, but then we say, and you know his wife is this, and her son is this, and he is this, and he is that, and he da 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 da. Nothing to do with the actual topic itself. So if a person has transgressed against you, you can talk about that issue and that issue alone. It doesn't give you a free and open rein to say every bad thing you know about that person. Right? And most people can't do that. That is probably why it is better to forgive and overlook. It's better to hide the fault of your brother, as the Prophet ﷺ said. Most of the time, that's the best thing to do, and just wait for your reward when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment. Because if a person has transgressed against you, or if you transgress against someone else, you will have to pay that person. If you oppress them, you will have to pay them on the Day of Judgment from your good deeds. And if you don't have any good deeds, you will have to take their sins. If someone has oppressed you, that's why if I hear someone backbit me or slandered me, I once heard Yusuf went to a masjid somewhere once and he said, and an imam, subhanallah, in this masjid said, Abdur-Raheem Green says bad things about Imam Abu Hanifa. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So I said, mashallah, alhamdulillah, Allah has someone working for me and doing good deeds for me on the Day of Judgment. Because you know, that man, he's going to have to pay me. He slandered me, he's going to have to pay me for that abuse. MashaAllah, people working for me. Allah's got people working for me, MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. You know, I don't have to do anything. They just lie against me and they're going to have to pay me on the Day of Judgment. That's the way to look at it, you know. So, or I could say in front of all of you today, and by the way, his name was Imam such and such from mosque this and that. This is what he said. I could, and I'm entitled to do that, to defend myself. But no, alhamdulillah, inshallah, I'll get my reward, you know. Even better than that is to say, may Allah forgive him. May Allah guide him. Just to let it go. That's even better, subhanallah. You know, but to be like that, you have to be really special. I'm not that special, you know. Inshallah, I'll work on it. Make dua for me, inshallah, you know. Alhamdulillah. I can be like that with my wife, you know. That's about it, really, inshallah. Alhamdulillah.